Live on the floor, PCA 2023. I'm Bob the Cigar Guy, and this coverage is brought to you by our friends at Drew Estate. Let's get it. Let's smoke something. Let's go. PCA 2023, I'm telling you, gem after gem after gem after gem. The smoke, the cigars, the everything else with it. But then you know what? You got all the smoke in the air after you've blown it out. You want to get rid of it. You want it to go away, right? You want to have that nice fresh breath for your next puff. And Rabbit Air is a place that I want to come and I want to find out about. So I'm kind of being selfish because I really wanted to come here and talk to y'all because I love your product. And so I'm going to hush and I'm going to let you tell all the great things about all the things y'all do.
All right. Thank you so much. So PCA, you have to come to PCA. I mean, everybody's here. Celebrities are here. So I feel like this is the place to be at for cigar smokers. But we are here to showcase our air purifiers, as you mentioned. We have a few lounges that use our air purifiers, a few people who have them in their homes as well. So we found that this was kind of the perfect market because, as you mentioned, you want to smoke but not have that smoke lingering in the air.
Right.
And so one of the main features of our air purifiers is the charcoal filter. So charcoal, it's very absorbent, packs a lot of punch because it can trap things like odors, toxins, chemicals, VOCs as well. So right here I do have our charcoal filter available. So I'm not sure how well you could see it, but there are granular pellets in here. One pellet has a surface area to absorb an entire football field.
Wow.
So that's how crazy absorbent it is. And as you can see, we have hundreds of them in here. So that's kind of one of the magic features that we have. Also, the very cool thing is we also have what's called a customized filter option. So depending on what your main concern is, you can actually add a booster filter. So for smokers, we do recommend the odor remover as your customized filter option. And the feedback we've gotten has been very positive.
Right.
I think a lot of people who use it in their homes, their wives are a lot happier. It's kind of the story that, happy wife, happy life, right?
Right.
And so, if you're in the fence, we always say give it a try because we have a 90-day money-back guarantee. So if it doesn't work out for you, we even give you a free return label. You can put it back in the box, ship it back, and you get 100% money back.
That's awesome. And I know when I was looking through all your information online that my concern is I was looking into getting some type of filtration system from Lowe's or from Home Depot or something like that. And then the price was real low. But then the filter package was 3 times as much. It's like printer ink, right? It was so expensive. And to run the Rabbit Air with the Wi-Fi, which I think is awesome.
Yes,
right?
cool.
You run the Rabbit Air and it's pennies on the day as to how much it costs to give you fresh air, and it keeps the room smelling good, and it keeps it just makes it nice.
Right. And I'm glad you pointed it out because oftentimes when you do get more, we don't say they're cheap, we say they're the more affordable air purifiers out there. There's a reason for that, and that's usually because the filter technology is not really superior. It's not quite up there in terms of ours, and so that's why you have to regularly replace them. It's because you're using it for whatever reason, and then they just deteriorate very fast. So we use a bioengineered HEPA filter. So our filtration system is very advanced. And that's why you have that really long time of 12 months of use. And that's unheard of. Think about it. Imagine having to replace it every 3 to 6 months. I mean, 3 months goes like that.
Right.
And so with these machines, if you don't replace them, you start to not really get that good full use. And so you start to wonder is that machine wasn't worth it?
Right.
I feel like it's not working as well. So that 12 months is gold, and also we have filter replacement reminders. So it actually will tell you, hey, it's time to replace. And so, we don't want maintenance to be the reason why you don't get an air purifier. We definitely want to make sure that we make it as easy and simple as, as possible for you.
And you're touching out on technology. I know that through reading on that website, fantastic website. I don't do tech well, and so just being able to scroll through and see things the way I want to see it makes it much easier. But your technology has been used in hospitals with people who really need clean air and really need help like that. So
Yeah, so the main two filters are the charcoal and the HEPA, but HEPA is one of those technologies I think that became very well known due to COVID. I think prior to COVID, people didn't really know too much about HEPA. People who worked in healthcare, of course, they did because it's a medical term. But HEPA after COVID, I mean, hospitals, restaurants, airlines, they were all promoting like, hey, we use a HEPA filtration in our systems, in our HVAC, in our ducts. So I think people started to be more open to using something like that in their home, but they've been around for quite a while. And doctors actually will recommend HEPA filters for patients who have like asthma, allergies, eczema. But not just that, but also just people who just want cleaner air in general, right?
Who doesn't want cleaner air in general, right?
And so we have donated a lot of our air purifiers to different organizations and charities. You know, like the CHOP, Children's Hospital in Philadelphia, also DC Impact in Washington, DC, but also Rady's Children's Hospital in San Diego. They have this really cool program where they will set up this program for you with different doctors, pulmonologists, and whatnot. And this program was so complete and extensive and successful that they actually won an EPA award because a lot of children who were having a lot of visits to the ER because of their asthma, this program helped to reduce those visits. They weren't coming in as often, they weren't staying as often.
That's awesome.
So, you know, very proud and happy to, you know, just kind of be a part of that.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
and so you've got the technology covered, you've got the cost covered, you've got the maintenance covered, but on top of that, it's not just something that you have to, you know, you have to put it in there and it's just hide it behind furniture or something like that. I mean, you've got some amazing skins that you can accessorize, and you can make your own personal design and stuff like that. That's amazing.
So we have this limited edition Light of Liberty front panel here. So this is for the month of July. And it's, I say very limited because after July, it is done.
Really?
We're not gonna have this anymore. So we're kind of happy to have this, as well as we have this skin as well. And so if you already have the air purifier, we do sell the front panel separately. So this is something that you can just pop off, put it on. If you get tired of one design or the other, we do have a few skins available.
So you can accessorize.
You can, yeah.
That's
very
awesome.
Customizable.
You can freshen up your room just by covering up your room freshener.
And especially because they're wall mountable, you can actually put them on your wall. It's kind of a work of art, right?
Right.
Yeah, so that's, you know, and surprising story. So the ideas of these skins actually came from a customer of ours. He was putting it on his wall and he said, you know, it's still beautiful, but it looks kind of too plain for me. Is there a way that I can design or do something? And we thought, like, that's a really good idea. It's on your wall. You usually put paintings on your wall. So we kind of ran with it, and so we came up with a few skin options. Yeah.
That's awesome. So when you get into a system like this, how big of a room will this system handle? Let's say you've got one or two guys or girls and they're smoking, you know, what does it take to clear the air, and how much space can you do that with?
Good question. So this model here can cover up to 1,070 square feet. For a smoker, we recommend the room be about half, so about 500 or so. When you do use it, there are quite a few fan speeds, and I know it can get a little technical, but the way I always explain it is there's two options. You could put it on auto mode or manual settings. So auto means the air purifier will set the fan speed depending on what it detects in your environment. So the higher number of pollutants, the higher the fan speed. And then once it detects a lowered number or concentration amount, it actually will decrease the fan speed. So it's good for kind of everyday use or so. But if you're smoking, I highly recommend manually setting it on a higher fan speed. That way it's clear, it's quickly clearing the air of that smoke and the odors. And then once you're done, you can set it back to wherever you
So prefer. Can you do that through the Wi-Fi and everything else? So if you have an
Yes.
extra guy coming in, or you're changing cigars, now you've got something smoking up a bunch.
Exactly.
You just pull out your phone, you can just turn it up a little bit.
And it's cool because you're like, watch this, and you're like, ring. And so it's a fun feature.
And it's very quiet, from what I understand.
I say so. Noise is always subjective. You know, you always have that one person that's like ultra hearing sound. But I want to say, for the most part, most people, when they do use it in their home, they can still have a conversation. You can still watch television. It's not going to be distracting. So I think that's another key feature that people like.
So if somebody wants to get one, and
Yeah.
you want to get one, how do they get a hold of one?
Yeah.
What is the easiest way?
So we are an e-commerce store. So rabbitair.com is the way to go. We have 24-hour customer support. So give us a call at like 2 a.m., 5 a.m. if you're an insomniac. Give us a call and we will have someone available to assist you.
Fantastic. This will take your cigar smoking to the next level. It'll clean the air between each puff. And I know I'm looking forward to having something like that in the studio. So thank you so much for giving me just a moment of your time.
Yeah, very nice to meet
Yes,
you.
ma'am.
Thank you.